Folks, welcome back to Rugby Ascendant for this Leinster versus Ulster game from RDS Arena in Dublin. Leinster, the home side. Here are your lineups. For Leinster, Jimmy O'Brien at fullback, Tommy O'Brien on the right wing, Liam Turner, Robbie Henshaw, the Irish national, in the center, Rob Russell on the left wing, Sam Prendergast at fly half, Jamison Gibson Park, another Irish national, at scrum half, Caelan Doris, another Irish national, Will Connors, Ryan Baird, James Ryan is the captain, Jason Jenkins, Thomas Clarkson, Dan Sheehan, and Cian Healy, the last two, of course, Irish nationals. And Leinster side, stock full of Irish nationals. Off the bench, it's Lee Barron, Jack Boyle, Michael Alialatoa, Joe McCarty, Jack Conan, Luke McGrath, Harry Byrne, and Josh van der Vlier, another Irish national. For the visiting Ulster side, coming from Belfast, at fullback, it's Will Addison, then Rob Balakoon, a player who can be very exciting at times, Luke Marshall, Stuart McCloskey, Jacob Stockdale, Billy Burns at the fly half, John Cooney, scrum half, Nick Timoney, Sean Rathel, Matty Ray. Ian Henderson is the captain, Irish national, Kieran Treadwell, another Irish national at the two lock positions, Tom O'Toole, Rob Herring, another Irish national, and two-time defending Rugby World Cup champion, Stephen Kitsoff, wearing the number 1 jersey from South Africa. Off the bench, Tom Stewart, Andrew Warwick, Scott Wilson, Alan O'Connor, Dave Ewers, Nathan Doak, Mike Lowry, and Juice Postlewaite. There you go, folks. That is your lineups for today. Welcome back to the program. It's a pleasure to have you join me once again. We just suffered through a very boring game moments ago. Very disappointing to say. They topped the log, and they pretty much ruling the roost at this point. So we're waiting for this one to get started here. And I've just got my feeds just come in live. And, of course, it is raining in Dublin as well. Throughout the Emerald Isle and Wales, it appears to be raining. Rain is terrible. Terrible here. Jamison Gibson Park in the locker room. Of course, Leinster in their trademark dark blue jerseys getting ready to come out. It is really coming down, ladies and gentlemen, in Dublin. I mean, it is just buckets, cats and dogs falling out of the sky in Dublin as RDS Arena looks to be pretty full. And, of course, they're Irish, so what do they have in their hands but a Guinness? They're drinking that caramel Guinness. Is it a sellout? Hard to see. It looks like it's pretty close. So, we will get started. Caelan Doris becomes the captain. What happened there? So Caelan Doris is now the captain. I wonder what happened there. McCarthy is at number 5, so there's a change there. Another lineup change here. So, Stephen Kitsoff starting for Ulster. I'll be rooting for Ulster in this one, as I said, folks. Looks like a good crowd out there, but as I said, pouring rain. Pouring rain. So another lineup change. This is really frustrating here with these sides setting their lineups. Balakoon for Ulster on that wing. All right, so we'll get started this one here shortly. So I was let down by Munster big time there, but I did pick up 2 points from the Osprey and Cardiff game. So let's see what that did to me in the Super Brew pool. And I've fallen into second place. No, I moved up 1. What? Matt Canelli's dropped 2, and I'm in second place. The Scientist is out in front now, leading me by, a fraction of a point. 0.18 points. Wow, just ahead of me. Must have got the match point in that one. So, wow. Caelan Doris is the captain for tonight. So we are ready to get going here. This one here. This is a big one, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you being here once again. Let me get the score up now as we're ready to get this game started. Leinster and Ulster. Looks Looks like a pretty full house, but it's hard to tell. Frank Murphy is the official on the pitch, folks. Ethan Cross, Thomas O'Sullivan are the side judges, and Brian McNeese is the TMO. Looks like an all-Irish officiating crew. Kitsoff getting covered in rain out there. Whistle blows, and we are underway as Prendergast kicks it down inside the 22, taken in there by Ulster. They return the kick up the pitch and find touch. That looks like a hell of a clearance kick. It is. Wow, that thing went from inside the 22 down past the 10-meter line. That's brilliant clearance kick by Ulster to get this thing underway. And that was the scrum half that did that. John Cooney kicked that thing. Brilliant stuff. So it'll be a Leinster line out, but a big territory gain there. Inside their 10-meter line. They go up, they knock it backwards. Jamison Gibson Park feeds the ball across. And here come Leinster charging up into the line. That's into the hands of Caelan Doris, who's wearing the captain's armband tonight. Ball's kicked down the pitch, and it's knocked on by Balakoon right through his hands. Frank Murphy says knock on. It'll be a scrum to Leinster after Balakoon watched that ball go right through his big oven mitts. Big mistake. Not a good start for Rob Balakoon. And he didn't even take his eyes off it. He just missed it. Wow. Wow, that's a shame. Not a good way to start the game, Balakoon. So 1 minute, 17 seconds in. So 881 to 904. Ulster has the advantage in the pack weight. 20 kgs. Crouch. Bind. Set. Let's see how it handles in the rain. Scrum is holding up. Kitsoff trying to maintain his space there. Call to use it as the scrum holds. Frank Murphy, so they're going to go to the far side of the pitch. Leinster driving forward. Dumps it on the outside, but Balakoon is there for a tackle. Jamison Gibson Park digs it out of the ruck, and the ball's dropped on the pitch, picked up by Leinster, but I think they knocked it on. They did knock it on. So it'll be a scrum to Ulster. Going to be a lot of these, I think, folks, with the ball being wet, the pitch being wet. 2 minutes into the contest, Leinster and Ulster 0-0. Welcome back to the program, folks. Good to see you here. Nick Muller's here. Myra Page, Hendo, Garrett, Nick Muller, and Garrett likes the top. Yep, well, that's an Ulster top from my trip to the Women's Rugby World Cup in 2017. It's my second Women's World Cup. My first one was in 2014 in Paris. Supposed to go to New Zealand in 2021, but the Cowards delayed it 2022. As a consequence, I couldn't do everything, so I had to forego that trip. Oh, advantage. Ulster wins a big advantage here on the scrum. They pull it out of the scrum, and it's charged down by Leinster. Going to come back. Balakoon gathers it in. They were playing advantage underneath. So, Frank Murphy says advantage. He always looks like such a serious official out there, Frank Murphy. Got the nice gray temples going. Are those empty seats or those people? I can't tell when the camera's so far away. But the last two games we saw, the Ospreys game and the game, oh yeah, definitely a collapse here by Leinster in that scrum. But I think the mud played a role. Kitsoff comes over with instructions for the Ulster line out, 3:40 into the contest. Line out, not challenged, and Ulster comes away with it. A little chip over the top, bounces right into the hands. Oh, here goes Ulster inside the 22. He's down about 2 meters away and slides in. That's a try. That's a try. Nick Timoney. Incredible. Picks it up on the bounce and runs the last 30 meters. And the turf helps him slide in because it's sopping wet. Wow. What a start for Ulster. My goodness. What a start for Ulster. Unfortunately for my Super Brew, I picked Leinster to win this game by 6. Timony, what a beautiful try for Ulster. Wow. My goodness, he slid right over because the grass was so wet. Man, oh man, oh man. Nick Timony with a brilliant try there. Kick is good, and it's 7-0 Ulster early in this game. Man, I think that's going to surprise a few people in Dublin. Few people probably shocked by this early score. But what a great job. Nice kick by Billy Burns over the top. And then Timony just picks it up and sprints down there. He's 3 meters out, but the wet turf carries him right across. Restart. Leinster has it on the restart. As they get it back Gibson Park into the hands of Cian Healy. Cian Healy. There was an advantage for a knock-on, but it's over now. Oh, there's a high tackle. Kits off over top the ball. He releases because he got in a bad angle there. Leinster. Gibson Park to Prendergast. Prendergast goes wide into the hands of Tommy O'Brien. O'Brien going for it. Now Leinster's on the front foot against Ulster. Leinster, Prendergast. Oh, that wasn't the best decision there. They should have gone wide. There was space on the outside. Oh, that's not cool. Ulster runs through the ruck, and no penalty call there as Thomas Clarkson drives forward. They're at the 10-meter line. Gibson Park's going to dig it out. And here's a kick by Prendergast high into the air, down around the 22. Who's going to get this? Oh, both players go up. And Liam Turner goes down. It's a fair contest, Murphy says. Kits off with his first carry, goes over one tackler, and he goes down. Ball came loose, and Ulster breaks through. Here they go. He's got support. Ulster, no more runners. Leinster's catching up. He needs help. Gets down around the 22, and Ulster is shocking the Leinster home crowd. 7 minutes into the contest, Balakoon digs it out. He throws it deep. A little grubber kick here. The chase is on. Are they going to get there? There's nobody from Leinster over here. Pick it up. It's going to be another try in the corner for Ulster. Oh, my goodness. What is going on here? What in the world is going on here? Leinster is still sleeping in the locker room. 7 minutes into this contest. Already down 2-0. What the hell is going on here? Is it Stockdale scores that try? My goodness. My goodness. What is going on here in Dublin? Stockdale's like, whoa, what's this, man? Somebody left me this big melon sitting here on the turf. Stockdale makes sure he gathers in a tough little kick, picks it up. He had help on the wing from Luke Marshall, but Stockdale goes across, and Ulster is all over Leinster early in this contest. Folks, we've seen some boring rugby today, but this is making up for it here already. Wow, Ulster. Wow. Man, you could not start better than this. This is incredible. Incredible stuff. Jacob Stockdale with the try. Man, Billy Burns with a nice kick there to get that ball. And again, like I said, it looks like a pretty, well, not a sellout crowd, but it looks pretty full. They have big bleachers at the end of the pitch. Everybody getting drenched in the rain. Tough kick from the corner here. 30 seconds left on the clock. 8:52. 12-0 Ulster in front of Leinster. Very tough kick at an angle. And that's going to go wide right. Almost came back, though. So it's 12-0. Why is Leinster playing a C team? Why would they be playing a C team? Because they have a 7-1 record? Timony with the carry over the 22 for Ulster. And a penalty there. against Ulster. So Leinster now, they're going to take the points or go for the corner. I suspect they're going to go for the corner, trailing 12-0 with just 10 minutes in the game. $9.54 in the contest now. Big goose egg on the scoreboard for Leinster. 7-1 on the season. Almost perfect in the first half. Of course, I think they lost the first game of the season. They're on a 7-game winning streak, if I'm not mistaken. Line out for Leinster. Successful into the hands of Joe McCarthy. And they break away. Leinster's going to get in the corner. Did he get it? He didn't get it. Oh, nice tackle. Saves a try. Leinster now, 1.5 meters out. He had an open field. There it is. Is he over? No, short. Leinster short. Where's the ball? There it is. Counter ruck coming from Ulster. A lot of bodies down here. Pick and go. That's short. Cian Healy's under that pile. Jamison Gibson Park is there. Still short. It's a third attempt. Fourth attempt. Short. Short again. Seventh try. He's over that time. It's a try for Leinster. And that was Will Connors. Leinster's on the board. Wow. They don't mess around. Wow. So was it Will Connors? I haven't given the mark yet on who got the try. So, yeah, Sheehan is the one that broke away. Is it Cian Healy that scores it? It is Cian Healy that got it. Yeah, it's Cian Healy that gets the try for Leinster. Wow. So Cian Healy gets it. Cian Healy with the try, and the conversion is good. And it's 12-7. Restart. Down inside of 22. Taken down there by Leinster. Well, of course they're so good. They have a team stock full of a team that was the number one team in the world for a long time. So many Irish nationals. Jamison Gibson Park to dig it out of the ruck. He does. Here's a clearance kick. Prendergast kicks that ball down the pitch. It's going to stay in play. Taken down there just about midfield by Ulster. Will Addison. He's driven down to the ground inside the 10-meter line. And there's Leinster players all over the place. They come away with a steal. Leinster has the ball again. Ulster now reeling. Ball's available. Gibson Park trying to get his mitts on it here. Digging it back with his boot. He's going to go for the box kick. He does. Pursuit is on. That ball's going to go inside the 10-meter line. Up in the air goes Balakoon. This time he holds on to the ball. He's tackled at the 10-meter line. Kits off with a carry for Ulster. Ball's available. Picked up there by John Cooney. Leinster driving back. Ball's available. 13:43 in the first half. These Ulster uniforms getting quite dirty now. Turf in much better condition than what the Ospreys had. Ball's high into the air, around midfield. And two Leinster players go up for it, knock it backwards, and one of them comes down with it. Is it Healy? I can't see. No, it's not Healy. Gibson Park throws it to the center. Jenkins goes forward. Now here comes a clearance kick from Prendergast. He kicks it down to Balakoon just outside the 22. Balakoon catches it. He's going to pinch it or kick it back up over the pitch. Going to go inside the 22. Kept back there by Prendergast, who kicks it for touch to slow things down. Nice kick by Prendergast. 14-32. People in wet weather gear here. Well, as we move things along here, it is pouring, folks. I mean, pouring. Man, what miserable conditions to play in. So this is going to be around midfield. Ulster line out. Kitsoff gives the instructions. He comes over for the line out. Oh, it's pinched by Leinster. And Gibson Park sends it back. Here's a kick down the pitch. Going to bounce inside the 22. Will it sit up? It will. Down to about 7 meters. Picked up back there by Addison. Will Addison kicks it for Ulster into touch? No. Stays in play. Is it Gibson Park who picked that up? Wow. Ball's kicked out around the 22. The chase is on. 2 players go up, and Leinster comes down with it. Jimmy O'Brien inside the 22. Leinster on the front foot now once again. They go to the outside. Offside, so playing advantage now. Jason Jenkins tackled at the 22. Gibson Park over in the hands of Kalen Doris, playing his captain today. Oh, ball nearly lost, but they are still playing advantage here. Gibson Park, they've gone backwards though. Kalen Doris with a carry again outside the 22. And now I think we're going to come back for the advantage. Okay, so 16 minutes gone. Leinster were playing advantage there, trailing 12-7. It's a brilliant job by Jimmy O'Brien on that high ball when he came down the pitch. So Leinster kicks it for the corner. They're going to have a 5-meter line out. Here we come. The boys are pouring it on. They may be a C team there, Jean-Ray, but, man, they are playing well. Garrett says, great streams yesterday. Thank you for that. Line out successful. Maul drives forward. They're in. Score. Will Connors. And Leinster in, just like that, man. Wow. Will Connors gets it across. Just like that, man. Woo! They weren't stopping him. What a drive across. Uh-oh. We're looking at something here on the TMO. Not sure what happened. Frank Murphy says, just checking something. Were they banking? Yep, that's double banking. No try. Yep, no try. Shame. That's a dumb penalty. I don't like that call. Wow, Leinster loses a try, wiped off the board because Thomas Clarkson was double banking. Wow, what a mistake. So, Billy Burns will kick this for some territory, and it'll be a line out for Ulster after that try is wiped off the board 17 minutes in. Yep. That's what made it so wide open, is he had the advantage there. So this will be a line out just outside their 22 for Ulster. Not good break there for Ulster. Kit's off on the inside of that. He's a lifter. Ball is just mangled by Ulster, but they somehow come away with it. Penalty for not releasing, or off the feet. Off their feet, sealing off the ball. So Ulster turns it right back over, and Leinster gets it right back. And they'll no doubt kick for the corner here. They just mangle that line out. My goodness. Off their feet. Yeah, there are Ulster players just lying on top of that ruck. They didn't even approach it properly. 5-meter line out for Leinster. We're going to try this again. See if they double bank this time. They are double banked again. My goodness. But we'll see if they call this one. Driving forward again. They're going to get over again. Who's got it this time? No, he stopped short. Dan Sheehan stopped just short. Kalen Doris with a carry. They're going around the corner here. Kitsoff with a tackle. They pop and go again. And they're over. Is it held up or is he on? It's either held up or it's a try. One of the two. It's going to be held up. Goal line dropout. Great defense there by Ulster. Held up, says Frank Murphy. Goal line kick, and they muff that. And here's Leinster driving again inside the 22. There was a knock on, so they're going to come back. Wow, 19:31 now. Game getting really sloppy here. 19:40. They're knocked on at the 22 by Ulster and then knocked on by Leinster. So it'll be a Leinster scrum. Scrum just inside the 22 for Leinster. 20 minutes expired in this game now. Leinster trailing, but you have the feeling they're just going to run riot here before it's over. Going to restart that scrum. Not sure what the problem was. Frank Murphy not thrilled with that. Rain still coming down in buckets, folks. 26 people currently here. Thanks. That's usual suspects. Hate that double banking rule. So do I, Jean-Ray. I really hate it. It's really been enforced this year, though, a lot. I hate that rule. Do it yourself on flats where people move out. Now I'm done. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about there, Hester. Confused. Crouch. Bind. Set. Use it. And Leinster. Henshaw. Gibson parked over to Kalen Doris. Ball's backwards. Gibson Park picks it up. Leinster trying to get something, but the frenetic defense from Ulster at the moment. They go wide into the hands of Dan Sheehan. He's tackled. Now into the hands of Tommy O'Brien. O'Brien is tackled. Got a mess going on here. Gibson Park is fighting hard to dig it out, but he's being buried here. Come on, how can you allow that to happen? Is that a maul? But somehow Sheehan picks it up, and Leinster retains possession with that mess. Dancing around here. Pick and go. Joe McCarthy trying to place the ball. It squirts out. He doesn't want to get a penalty called on him. Kean Healy tackled. So kind of sloppy by Leinster at the moment here. 22 minutes in. Gibson Park. Robbie Henshaw now, another Irish national. Gibson Park. Dan Sheehan. Sheehan comes still inside the 22, but not much coming here for Leinster. Jason Jenkins with a carry. Haven't called his number yet. Gibson Park, it's 22. Kalen Doris gets inside the 22. Gibson Park working her way to the near side into the hands of Robbie Henshaw. Henshaw's tackled. Ball's on the turf, and Gibson Park has to pick it up. He's not held in the tackle. He gets up and goes. Wow, Gibson Park gets him down about 7 meters away. Needs support. Let's go. Doris gets there. Kalen Doris now. He throws it to the center. Leinster now just 5 meters away. Leinster driving forward again. Ryan Baird with a carry. Another Irish national. Jason Jenkins drives forward. Still going forward. Ruck was for him. Now Leinster's playing advantage right in front of the post. 18 phases. They kick it up into the air. It hits the post. Bounces backwards, and this is going to work out for them. Oh, no, bad pass. They get a try in the corner. Oh my goodness, Rob Russell in the corner. Leinster tried to kick the ball over the top. It hit the goalpost, bounced back in, and squirted across the field, and Leinster gets a try in the corner. Oh my goodness, the crowd is laughing. That was hilarious. Rob Russell gets the garbage try. My goodness. They were trying to kick it over the top and have the chase go on, but let's see this on the replay. My goodness, that was something else. Gibson Park earlier in that play, not held in tap, gets down there close. Now here's a kick. Gibson Park, doink off the crossbar. Prendergast throws it across and bounces, and Rob Russell scores in the corner. Wow. It's good to be lucky. Better to be lucky than beautiful sometimes, isn't it? Man. So Leinster's back on the board, and this time it's legit. Wow, Rob Russell with the try. Kick is hard, but he makes it. And now Leinster's in front, 14-12. Disallowed try, but they're up now 14-12. I fixed things that people broke when they stayed in the flats. Jack of all trades. Whose flats? Are you a landlord, Hester? I didn't know that. And you said Buzzy. I didn't know what Buzzy meant. I'm behind? Oh, you're right. What the hell's going on here? You're right, I'm behind. Thank you for the heads up there, Jean-Ray. Stupid feed. Yep. Sorry, I am behind by a little bit there. Apologies for that, folks. 25-54 now in the contest. We're back to live coverage. It's a scrum. Possession's been 78% for Leinster. Territory, 85%. Wow. I mean, Ulster's in the game because of a couple good plays. Gibson Park puts it in. Ball's picked up. What a carry there by Caelan Doris over midfield. Gibson Park. Leinster's just going to run away with this the way this is going. Chase is on the near side. Taken down there by Will Addison. He loses it backwards. Balakoon is there. Stockdale, but the ball's lying there. It's a ruck. But Ulster is driven way back as a consequence. Ball's on the turf. Leinster fighting for it, but no dice there. 26-38 in the game. It's weird how on a streaming that happens without even seeing any disruption. Here's a kick from the try line, and that's going to find touch by Ulster. It's weird how when you're watching a live stream and you don't lose any time, you still lose time over time. You don't see any disruption. You wind up behind the game. It's strange. So it'll be a Leinster line-out leading 14-12 here, 27 minutes in the first half. Dan Sheehan will throw this in from the sideline. Pretty good hooker, Dan Sheehan. 25 meters away. They go deep, successful, into a maul. Sheehan at the back already has the ball. I'm trying to drive forward here, but Ulster's pushing back. And now they've gone to ground. One stop. And I think we've got a knock on there, or is it a turnover? So good defense by Ulster there. Nice and calm. Nice and calm, says Frank Mercy. Nice and calm. Trying to calm folks down. Man, oh man, oh man. So, Leinster out in front here. What's going on in the other game? Dragons and Scarlets. Oh, right now I got both of them. I got the Scarlets by 3, and it's 7-3 there. I got Leinster by 6, so I got both points there. Cool beans. All right, 28-36 in the first half. Ulster scrum. Crouch. Bind. Set, says Frank Murphy. John Cooney to put it in for Ulster, and there's a penalty against Leinster's scrum, just like that. That worked out really well for Ulster. A property agent. Gotcha. Thank you, Hester. The Black Lions killed the Scarlets. What do you mean you can't believe it? The Black Lions played very well. Georgian rugby's better than people believe it is. Cian Healy wandering back down the pitch there. 29-22 in the first half. Yeah, that's who the penalty was on, Cian Healy. Cian Healy, excuse me. All right. Rob Herring will throw this one in. Another Irish national for Ulster here. Kitsoff comes over with instructions. 29-46. They go deep, and Leinster picks that off again. Ryan Baird with the ball bouncing off tacklers. Finally taken down about the 26-meter line. Gibson Park into the middle. Tackle made by Ian Henderson, the Ulster captain. But Leinster has it. Gibson Park being told to use it by Frank Murphy. High into the air goes his box kick around midfield. Oh, wow. That was, I guess it was a fair contest. The Leinster player ran into the Ulster player, caused him missed it, but Ulster comes away with the ball and a penalty. Caelan Doris is offside. Bad mistake by Caelan Doris there. 30 minutes now. Ulster, let's see if this is kickable. Could retake the lead here. No, it's too far away. So they kick to the corner. Billy Burns looking for some space. They get down around the 22. Rob Russell actually interfered with that high ball. I'm surprised the penalty wasn't called. But it all works out in the end for Ulster, where they get a penalty here. Just at the 22, it's an Ulster lineout. Rob Herring to throw it in. Success. Finally a good lineout for Ulster. They've had terrible lineouts. They're into them all. Herring at the back. Pulled away by John Cooney. Cooney to Stockdale. Treadwell with the ball now. Cooney. It was for Kitsoff, but someone else snagged it out of the air. Kitsoff couldn't get to it. Ulster comes back to the near side. Billy Burns kicks it through, but I think it's going straight in. Nope, he kicks it, bounced. Nice kick. That's a nice kick by Billy Burns running through there, and he's going to get a good mark. It'll give a Leinster the ball, but deep in their territory. Can't make any mistakes with 32 minutes gone in the first half. Yeah, Billy Burns has kicked really well in this game. Just one bounce and in a touch. That Nas Bota would love that kick. 32-08. 2 tries apiece. Leinster, a line out, their own 5-meter line, is pouring rainstorm. British Isles sweltering, or not sweltering, but drenched in rain this weekend, this New Year's Day. That line out successful. The ball gets passed across to Caelan Doris. He's tackled at about 8 meters out, closer to the post. Gibson Park trying to dig it out of there. Frank Murphy says, use it. Gibson Park, box kick. Ooh, it was a charge offside, but that retreat by Ulster. Is the ball going to go into touch? No, it stays in play, but then goes into touch, and it's out on Ulster. Worked out well for Leinster. They're going to get the ball back just outside their 22. Lucky break for them. Lucky break for them. Leinster line out, thrown deep and missed, been knocked on. Not straight is the call, so it'll be Ulster's ball. Oh, yeah, not even close to being straight when you see it from where the hooker threw it in. Dan Sheehan with a big mistake there. Leinster leading 14-12 as we approach halftime here. Let's see what we get here. Let me check in the other game. Dragons and Scarlets. Last time I looked, it was 7-3. Still 7-3 according to this. Let me go to the match center. Crouch. Bind. Set. Still 7-3, correct. Leinster with the ball driven backwards. No, Ulster has it there. They're inside of 22. Could Leinster give up another try here in the first half? Gave up 2. Rob Herring with the carry for Ulster. About 10 meters out now on the far side of the pitch. Cooney digs it out. The home Leinster crowd getting into it now. Ball's available. And they're going to... Billy Burns kicks it to the wing. Is there somebody over there? There is. Oh, my goodness. What a try. What an absolute thing of beauty. Nick Timoney gets a brace of tries. Billy Burns is burning Leinster with these kicks. Absolute vision. What a rock star tonight. Billy Burns sees that player on the wing all the way across the field, chips the ball. What a play. This is incredible stuff here, folks. Billy Burns is a rock star tonight. He and Timoney teaming up for this try. Wow, here got the replay going, but this is all the buildup. I want to see the actual. Here we go. Burns from one side of the field to the other. One bounce right into Timoney's hands, and it's a try. Wow. Timoney with another try. Man, oh man, oh man. That's incredible. That is incredible stuff here, folks. 37 minutes we're nearly at. So here is the conversion for Cooney. He does the kicking here from the tee, not Billy Burns. 37 minutes gone now. John Cooney, 1 out of 2. Missed that conversion earlier. 17-14. He needs this conversion. Leinster hoping he misses it. Keep a penalty to be the difference. But if he makes this, that's going to curve back over. He's going to get it. He got it. What a brilliant kick. It went like this. Right over. He judged that perfectly into the wind. It's 19-14 now. My goodness. Ulster has come to play. That's the second time that wing has been burned out here. 2 tries burned on this wing. 37-40 restart. Balakoon picks it up outside the 22. Ulster now leading 19-14 almost for halftime. 37-50. There's a knock on there. So as a knock on by Ulster, which hurts them with 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the first half. So Ulster makes a mistake with 1.5 minutes left here. Going to give a scrum over to Leinster deep in their own territory. That's a big mistake. Crouch. Bind. Set, says Frank Murphy. Kalen Doris digs it out of there. He's driving down inside the 22. Short bit of time left here in the first half, and Leinster trying to add to their total. Gibson Park outside of 22. Come on, you got the freaking Ulster players on the side there. How about a penalty? Kean Healy now with a carry. He's getting nowhere but driving forward. Ball's available. Leinster trying to get some points here. Gibson Park picks up a loose ball into the hands of Clarkson. Clarkson's going the other way, but Leinster's getting nothing going on here. They need a penalty or something so they can get that 5-meter line out. Raffel. Leinster inside the 22 now. Gibson Park hands it back to the inside to McCarthy. Joe McCarthy now. Gibson Park. We're about 17 seconds left in the first half here. Prendergast. A penalty would also close the gap here at the end of the half. Jimmy O'Brien, who had a nice high ball play earlier. Prendergast dumps it back inside to Ryan Baird. Gibson Park comes wide. Caelan Doris nearly breaks free. Leinster now 15 meters away, 10 meters away. They're driving over the Hooter now. Gibson Park feeds it back into the center. Ball comes out of there. Played it on the ground. That's going to be a penalty. You can't play the ball on the ground. Big mistake by Leinster. Stupid mistake. You're lying on the ground. You can't reach out and grab the ball. Shame. Dumb penalty there. So that's halftime, 19-14. They'll go into the locker room. Ryan Barrett is the one who made that stupid mistake, which cost Leinster. Very costly here at the end of the first half. 19-14, we go to half at RDS in Dublin. 19-14. Wow. There you go, folks. 19-14 halftime, and quite an exciting game. Wow. Yeah, this one's good to watch. Dragons have gone ahead of the Scarlets 8-7 there. My. So I've just lost all of my points in Super Brew. I had 4 points moments ago. Now I have none. Wow. Just like that. Just like that. None. Well, that sucks. Buttermilk. Yep. That sucks. So halftime, it's 19-14 on New Year's Day. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2024. I know Australia is well ahead of us. Australia and New Zealand enjoyed theirs a long time ago, and now they're looking already at the 2nd of January in Sydney, in Tokyo, in Perth, in Wellington. It is tomorrow, already the 2nd of January. They've had their New Year's Day. We're just getting started here, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on New Year's Day. After this, I'll be watching National Hockey League action. For the Stadium Series, it will be the Seattle Kraken hosting my Vegas Gold Knights. A game important to both of them. But, folks, I have to tell you, what's truly amazing is the performance of the Hershey Bears in the American Hockey League. They are just setting the pace here. As the year ended, they finished 27-6 in the first 33 games. For 54 points in the log. The team in second place behind them in their division is Providence. Providence has 38 points. That is 16 points ahead. That's 8 victory points. 8 victories ahead. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And for the league, they're up by 11 points. The closest team to them is Cleveland Monsters in the North Division, has 43 points. So they're clear by 11 points. That's unprecedented. Incredible stuff by the Hershey Bears. They run an 8-game winning streak. 9-1 in their last 10 games. Incredible stuff. Now, Providence is doing their best to catch back up. They've won their last 3 games, but they're 5-4-1 in the last 10. So they've kept pace for the last 3 games, but in the previous games before that, they fell a little bit behind. Yeah, in the American Hockey League. In the National Hockey League for my Vegas Golden Knights, they're in second place. They set the pace early in the season, then kind of fell behind. So the Winter Classic, the Stadium Series, a lot of people getting ready for it out there in Seattle. That takes place in 2 hours, and I'll be watching that here in the United States. Yeah, so in the Pacific Division where the Vegas Golden Knights compete, they played 37 games. They have 49 points, but Vancouver's played 36 games and has 49 points. 1 victory ahead of them, and so there you have it. They are tied, but Vancouver has the top spot. Vegas started the season unbelievably, just running roughshod over everybody, but they have not played well in the last 10. In the last 10 games, they've won 5 and lost 5, and they just won the last game to get them back to 5-5. So, not the best of outcomes for Vegas. They're finally, hopefully, back on the winning streak. We'll see what happens. Vancouver lost its last game, so they've been 7-1-2 in their last 10 games, which means they got 14, 15, 16 points because they got 2 points in overtime losses. Wow. Whereas Vegas just got 10. So that's how Vancouver moved ahead of Vegas Golden Knights. 6 points more they picked up in the last 10 games to put them ahead of Vegas. But 49 points puts them in good shape. The Colorado Avalanche in the Central Division in the Western Conference have 49 points. And New York Rangers have 51 over the Metropolitan Division. And the Atlantic Division, Boston has 50. So those are good outcomes for both of those sides. So halftime here in Dublin, where Leinster has made some mistakes that have been crucial at the wrong time. And definitely, Ulster has been very creative on their 3 tries. It's been really fun to watch their tries. Exciting stuff. So, yeah, I'm getting a lot of red on my board now. I had these games coming out the other way, and I was ahead for both. Dragons up 10-7 now over the Scarlets. They made that conversion. So, wow, the Dragons. Taking a look at the URC standings now, a little bit of change from this morning as a consequence of the earlier game. So, we see that the Osprey have moved up into playoff contention, folks. The Osprey now in 7th place, and Ulster's in 8th. So Ulster will not drop as a consequence of this game. The closest team to them is the Lions, who've played just 7 games. The Lions are on 19 points, though. So Ulster has 24. So even if Ulster loses this game, it would be tough for the Lions to jump ahead. I think they might be able to do it. 3, 4. No, they wouldn't be able. The Lions, if they win and get a bonus point, would be 4 wins, 4 losses in 8 games, which would give them a bonus point, would give them 24 points, which is what Ulster has, but Ulster is 5-3. They would be 5-4 on the basis of more victories. They would stay ahead. So the Ulster will not drop out of the position courtesy of the Lions. The Scarlets, who are playing now, have 8 games played, but they only have 11 points. So even with a bonus point, they can't. So regardless of the outcome of this game, Ulster remains in playoff position, in at least 8th position. But with a win here, they can move up the log and knock other people down. Ulster has 24 points. A victory would get them 28. And right now, that would put 28 points would move Ulster into 4th position, ahead of Edinburgh, the Bulls, the Stormers, and the Osprey. They would leapfrog 4 teams if they can beat Leinster here. 4 teams they would leapfrog. That would be incredible. If Leinster wins, nothing happens. They're 7-1. That would make them 8-1. Gives them 37 points. 5 points clear second place Benetton, who has 32. A bonus point would give them 38 points. Yeah, 38 points. But Benetton, somewhat of a surprise, not a shocker, but somewhat of a surprise how good they are. I expected them to be in playoff contention, but to be 7-1-1 after 9 games, that's impressive. Glasgow 6-3, Edinburgh 6-3. Edinburgh with that big win thanks to Duhan Fondemeva yesterday, or on Saturday, excuse me. Wow, something else. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible what happened there. So, So this Connacht played earlier, and they are in 9th position now because they defeated Munster. Munster's dropping to 10th. Munster, the reigning champions, are 4 wins, 1 draw, and 4 losses, just 24 points in the log. But their opponent in the championship game was the DHL Stormers, who are 5 wins and 4 losses. But the Stormers have been up and down. They started the season 2-0 with a huge victory in the first 2 games, and then they went on the road and lost 4 consecutive games to be 2-4 and drop way down in the standings. Now they've won 3 consecutive games, taking them up to 5-4. It's crazy. They're back and forth. Yeah, Benetton is a surprise, but not a shocker. I expected Benetton to do better. I expected the Zebra to perform better too. Zebra started the season very well, played very competitively, didn't get wins, but they've got points. So Zebra Parma have 12 points. They've never had that many points before. The most points they've ever had on a season were 11. And they got a lot of games left to play. So they've only won a single game, but because they've got all those bonus points, they have 12 points. That's pretty impressive. Yep. So impressive stuff there, Zebra Parma, but they need to start winning games. But even with only 1 victory, they are not at the bottom of the heap. The Scarlets, the Sharks, and the Dragons are all below them. Yep. Yeah, Benetton, a bit of a surprise, but as I said, not a shocker. I expected them to perform well. And it's good to see. It's nice to see the Italian sides get some accomplishment here. You can't perennially be doormats or people just won't come to the games. And we see that with Zebra Parma, although this year their crowds are up considerably because they played much better. But last year and the year before, it was just really sad to watch how few people would show up at those games. And the same for Benetton. Yep. Treviso. So there you have it, folks. It is currently 1:05 Eastern Standard Time, 12:05 Central, 11:05 Mountain Standard, and 10:05 in the Pacific. Out in Alaska, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and in Hawaii, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. So there you go. Greenwich Mean Time, 6 p.m. right now, 5 hours ahead of us. Yep. In Puerto Rico, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 hour ahead of my current time. So, yep, there you have it. 35 people currently here. Thanks for tuning in, folks. More than I expected for this Leinster-Ulster game, in which seeing Ulster have some pretty incredible tries here. Timoney is just destroying. Timoney and Billy Burns. Billy Burns' kicks have been unbelievably accurate. Brilliant field position territory gains. Brilliant placement of the ball for his teammates. He set Timoney up twice now for brilliant tries with kicks. Yep, incredible stuff here. Sedgefield says, Monsters versus Lunkers. What? How are your calls doing? I have no idea what you're saying, man. Well, I was ahead in both games here, but now I'm behind. I've lost all 4 points because the Scarlets are letting me down, and so is Leinster. But I'm expecting Leinster to come back and win this thing. If they don't, I'll be surprised. Yep, Born Freeze turned 30 this year, Nick Muller. You're correct. Scientist says almost at 2 January. That's true, scientist. Petersburg, 1981 until 2022. That's a long time, Hester. Wow. Petersburg, as in Polokwane, Petersburg. That one there, the renaming, Polokwane. Yep, 38 people here. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on New Year's Day. Do appreciate the audience. Thank you for the likes. Only 23 of them, though. Can we do a little bit better there?
That was easy.
Yeah, come on, make it happen. Hit that like button. This is bonus coverage here, watching this rugby today. I don't usually cover these, but I do like Irish sides, and this is a hard one not to cover with all the Irish nationals playing. I mean, look at all these names that we see play for Ireland. It's just crazy. Robbie Henshaw. We've got Jamison Gibson Park, Caelan Doris, Ryan Baird, Dan Sheehan, Kean Healy, Josh Van der Fleer hasn't even come in the game yet. Yep. And Alatoa. Then over on the Ulster side, let's see who we've got. McCloskey, Stuart McCloskey. And then Ian Henderson, Rob Herring. And, of course, the two-time defending William Webb Ellis champion, Stephen Kitsoff, playing for Ulster now, folks. Your mom is 73, Dad 75. Are we ready for the second half? It looks like we might be getting ready for the second half here, folks. Yep, we're coming out for the second half. Here we go. Let me take the halftime marker off. Second half action coming your way right now from Dublin. We are ready to get second half underway here, folks. Still raining out there. It's amazing how much water is falling. So the Dragons shocking the Scarlets at the moment. Ulster kicks to Leinster, going to be outside the 22. And up in the air goes Ryan Baird. He's tackled. Leinster's Jamison Gibson Park to dig it out. Gibson Park kicks it down the pitch. Down around the 10-meter line. Taken down there by, is it Addison? Addison's tackled. Nice tackle there by Robbie Russell. Ulster still with the ball. Dan Sheehan with the tackle there for Leinster. Short of midfield. Rock form, trying to dig it out. Yeah, Cooney's being told it's available. Get it out of there. Cooney kicks it high into the air. Chase is on outside the 22. Is that Gibson Park back there who takes it? Into the hands of Jimmy O'Brien. He's wrestled to the ground. Gibson Park pulls it out of the back of the ruck. He's going to feed it back for a clearance kick to Prendergast. Sam Prendergast picks it down. That's a nice kick. Nice clearance kick. Going to take it out to midfield. Boy, Sam Prendergast having a good game for Leinster as well. It looks like the rain might have stopped. That'd be nice to see if the rain stopped because it was pretty nasty. But it is so good to see natural turf. Thank you, Dublin, for having natural turf here. Now, it's still raining, but it's a lot lighter now. Kitsoff comes over with instructions. It's still coming down pretty good, yep. Kitsoff. And the ball's getting wiped down. Here's a line out. Ulster line out from around midfield. They go deep, and they successfully get it, but the ball pops loose, and Leinster has it. They go down the sideline. Here they come. Driving down to the 10-meter line is Leinster. Gibson Park. Can't see who got that. Jenkins. Gibson Park from the ruck. And that ball's kicked over the top. Chase is on, but it bounces this time. Ulster's advantage. Tommy O'Brien tackles him with no arms tackle. Quick penalty, and Ulster kick it down the pitch. Down there, bounces, taken by Prendergast. Sam Prendergast comes back the other direction. Jimmy O'Brien's going to kick it forward now. It's going to bounce. Boy, that thing just darts off the ground into the hands of Will Addison. He's up the 10-meter line before he's met by Liam Turner. And he's tackled. Leinster pouring it on. Crowd cheering. Ulster digs it out. They come wide, and it's dropped on the pitch and then picked up. Jacob Stockdale dropped it. So the side judge, touch judge, says it was a knock-on. So he overrules the field judge. Oh, well, I don't know. That's tough to say that's a knock-on from that angle. But the side judge adjudges it as a knock-on. It's a tough break on that penalty a few minutes ago in Leinster because the player slipped on the grass. 43-28, second half. Gibson Park will put this in. It's a scrum to Leinster. They lost that last scrum on the other end. You need to have a solid scrum here and get some points out of this. Converted try puts them back in the lead. A try ties the game. Leinster's Gibson Park digs it out, feeds it to Keelan Healy. Kit's off there with the tackle. He's been pretty quiet in this game. Leinster back around the 10-meter line. There was space on the outside, but it cut back to the inside. No, nothing there for Ryan Baird. Now here comes a kick high into the air. The chase is on around the 22. Oh, Will Addison comes down with it, but he's tackled immediately by Dan Sheehan. Little pushing and shoving down there. Ulster retains possession. Cooney sends it over. They go wide. Kit's off over there to form the ruck. Ball's available. Boy, dirty socks. Oh, man. Kalen Doris gets knocked down. He's not happy. He jumps out of there. Crowd booing that. Took a long time for that ball to come out of that ruck. Oh, come on. You took out the player. That should have been a penalty against Ulster. It wasn't. As Prendergast was taken out in the air. It wasn't a fair contest because the ball wasn't even there. Prendergast up there for the tackle. And the ball's kicked through by Gibson Park, but somehow Addison finds it at the 22. And the ball comes free. Gibson Park. Leinster have it back again. They kick it over the top. The mark is going to be taken. That's a dumb kick by Gibson Park. All he did was give Ulster a chance. So what happened here? Do we have a penalty? What's going on? Gibson Park made a big mistake there. I don't know what he's thinking. I guess he thought he had space there. Gibson Park has been a menace for Ulster today. Although that last kick wasn't very brilliant of him. Make sure we're not behind again. No, we're live. So Ulster clears it up the pitch. It'll be a line out to Leinster now around midfield. Still trailing 46 minutes in the game. Dan Sheehan to throw it in from the line out for Leinster. I don't know how we keep hearing this as a C team. Look at all these Irish nationals that are playing for Leinster. Line out successful. Gibson Park tosses it in. Jimmy O'Brien sends it over. Gibson Park. And Leinster down to the 10-meter line. Gibson Park goes the opposite side. Now that's kicked over the top. And they take the mark again. Prendergast, another dumb kick. Goes inside the 22. Why do they keep doing that? I don't understand it. You're just giving Ulster a chance to slow the play down and return the ball down the pitch. All the territory you gain goes to waste when you do that. Dumb decision. And Ulster kicks it down the pitch. That's going to find touch. Let's see where the mark is. Close to midfield. Well, I thought the Scarlets were going to win it, but the Dragons are ahead. Let's take a look and see if that's changed. I have the Scarlets winning that game. Not still 10-7. 47 minutes in this contest. 19-14, Ulster out in front. Leinster better get a score soon. Sheehan throws it in, successful. Gibson Park brings it back across. Oh, that was a dangerous pass, but successful. It's like Kaylin Doris, I think, got the pass. Ball's available. Murphy says that they held on to the ball, but the ball was laying on the ground, so I don't know what he's talking about there. Yeah, took me a long time to call that penalty. Yep. Yeah, that's a good penalty win by Kitsoff and Ulster. They're going to kick for space, so Leinster puts themselves in trouble again here. Down around the 22, it'll be an Ulster line out. Do we have substitution? No. Excuse me, folks. Do we have a substitution here? I can't see. So Leinster steals that line out. Wow. Ulster screws that pooch. Kitsoff tossed to the ground. Didn't look too happy about that. Gibson Park kicks it from inside his 22. That one can find touch and won't be a problem, but it stays in play. Taken by Addison at the 10-meter line. Kick forward. Chase is on. Who's going to get it? And Leinster comes down with it. And it's Dan Sheehan. He kicks it forward, but then he's tripped. Sheehan has no chance to chase it as he's tripped. Ulster with the ball back up near midfield. Or past midfield, actually. Oh, big hit there. Kitsoff with a carry. He's tackled. And that's Josh van der Fleer is in the game now. Healy is out. He's replaced by Jack Boyle. Connors is off, replaced by van der Fleer. Will Connors. So 2 substitutions for Leinster here. Hopefully van der Fleer can light things up a little bit. That ball doesn't go very far, but it's picked up a knock-on by Leinster. Another mistake by the table-leading Leinster side. Oh, yeah, definitely. Kaylin Doris missed that. Yeah, let's not forget that Jacques Nienaber up there in the booth is Jacques Nienaber, World Cup winning coach and World Cup winning assistant coach the time prior. Jacques Nienaber in the strange Leinster colors up there in Dublin. Can't blame the guy. It's a lot safer living in Dublin than it is in South Africa. 50 minutes now gone, and Leinster's shown nothing in the 10 minutes since they came back out. They better figure this out soon, or they're going to go down and ruin my Super Brew. And that's a scrum penalty against Leinster. Ulster wins a scrum penalty. Wow. Collapsing the scrum. Dan Sheehan. Straight down. Yep, his knee went down. No doubt about that. So they're not going to go for the points. It would have put them up by 2 scores. Very cheeky by Ulster here. Especially since it was a terrible kick, only down to the 22. So it's a line out just inside the 22. Kitsoff coming over with the instructions. .51 minutes now. 3 tries for Ulster. 1 more, they get a bonus point. That's not straight. Oh, not even close. Balakoon goes out, replaced by Mike Lowry for Ulster. Rob Herring goes out. Tom Stewart's in for Ulster. 2 changes for them. Mike Lowry comes in and Tom Stewart comes in. Rob Herring goes out and Rob Balakoon goes out. So fresh jerseys on the pitch, 51 minutes in. And Ulster screws the pooch on that one, that line out. They didn't take the points, which would have given a 2-score lead. Now they're up by 5, and a converted try puts them behind. So bad decision, in my view, not to take those points and kick to the corner. Because they kick to the corner, they get a poor kick out of it. Then they don't throw the line out in straight. Next thing you know, it's a scrum to Leinster. Leinster being allowed to stay in this game courtesy of bad decision-making by the Ulster side. Let's take a look at the scoreboard and see what's going on over in the other game, Scarlets and Dragons. It's still 10-7 according to the scoreboard here. Let's take a look at what we got over here. 10-7. Still got 10-7 listed over here. Let's see if it's still true. Bind. Yep, still 10-7. Gibson Park puts it in. And that scrum has fallen apart, but he's going to dig it out. Kicks it away. Ball is going to go into touch up into the stands. So not a particularly good kick, but it does move the Ulster side back to around the 10-meter line. They were just down at the 22, so a little bit of a gain there in the end. And not too much of a problem for Ulster, who could have been much worse for them. (52-43). That one, it looked like it was straight. So Ulster has it. They're into a maul inside the 10-meter line on Leinster's side of the pitch. 53 minutes now. Still, maul's not going anywhere. No call to use it. Now they break free with it. Tackled by Leinster. My goodness, nice carry there by Sean Raffel. They're back down to the 22 or Ulster, so no harm, no foul. They've survived that. Dan Sheehan trying to get back on side. Josh van der Fleer in there with a tackle. And Ulster driving again. Tackle made around the 22 again. 6 phases now. Kit's off with a carry. He runs into a crowd immediately and is tackled. Offside, so Ulster's playing advantage. Now they got an easy kick, and they're going to kick it to the wing. Mike Lowry out here. The ball bounces all over the place, caught by Leinster. We're going to come back for a penalty, unfortunately, for Leinster. Oh, a lot of turf ripped up on that tackle. That was unnecessary. A lot of turf destroyed here. About 3 meters worth of turf just ripped up on that sliding tackle. None of it was necessary because the play was dead. What a shame. Lowry nearly gets in, but then nearly driven in touch. Oh, that was actually kicked up in the air, not a knock-on. So 54-27. What's going on here? We got a player down. It's Jason Jenkins. His shoulder getting stretched out there. So Jenkins gets up. Looks like he's going to be okay. Bit of a stinger probably in that shoulder. So Ulster remains up 19-14. They're going to get the ball back here, folks. Yeah, Polokwane. Nah, it's just they got to steal cultural heritage. There was no settlement there when Petersburg was settled. No, I'm just making sure I have the right place, Hester. Thank you. Ulster will finally go for the points on offer, which is smart. That's the smart money. Put Leinster down because they're up by 5. 3 puts them up by 8. That means that Leinster, with a converted try, cannot take the lead. Easy kick. Bit of an angle, but 23 meters away. Or 23 meters out, but at the angle, it's probably a little bit further. This to make it 22-14 if he makes it. Cooney lines it up. He's got 27 seconds left. Here he goes. Kicks it. I think he got it. Flags go up. Ulster's up 22-14 now. My goodness. It's 22-14. Got to take that penalty. Now they're up by 2 scores. Leinster sucking hind teeth here, 55-38. They better get off the stick here soon. Kicked inside of 22, taken down there by Ulster. And up to the line. So Michael Alatola's out there now. I didn't see him come out. Thought I just saw the 18 jersey. I did see the 18 jersey, so Alatola's come in. That means that Clarkson is out. Ball's kicked down the pitch, taken there by Jimmy O'Brien. He's tackled pretty quickly. And a penalty for the players being off their feet again. Leinster with another unforced error. Wow. There's no way. That's a bad call. That's a bad call. The guy's laying on the ground, and they get a turnover here. That's crap. Frank Murphy gets one wrong there. Crowd agrees. So Ulster gets a break there on what should have been a penalty against them. It's a penalty called against Leinster. 56-46. Shame, 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 shame. Their lineouts have been somewhat of a shambles here for Ulster. Let's see what happens here. 57 minutes gone. Kits off with instructions. Line out. Tom Stewart is knocked up in the air, and Leinster comes away with it. Wow, like I said, they butchered their lineouts, have Ulster. Penalty for a ruck being formed there. Oh, got an Ulster player kind of limping away there. Who was that? So penalty against Ulster there. Leinster needs to get something going on here now. They need a converted try. And that's a decent kick from Prendergast. Sam Prendergast puts it over midfield. Excuse me. Capricorn High School, says Sedgefield. I guess he must be from Petersburg. So we got a stoppage on the clock here. Neither team getting a bonus point at the moment for anything. Ulster has 3 tries, not 4, and Leinster is 8 points behind, which is too far to get a bonus point losing. So Ian Henderson, the captain, is limping out there. They try to stretch his leg, but he doesn't look good. I don't know if he can go. Henderson, that'd be a big loss for Ulster if he goes out. But Anders Henderson is limping around there. Dan Sheehan to throw it in. He pooched one of his most recent lineouts. Let's see if this one's good. Looks straight. Oh, and it's lost in the air by... Wow. Ulster with knock-on advantage. They lose the ball. It can come back for a scrum. Scrum to Ulster. Lost in the lineout forward. Yeah, Henderson is really limping here. I don't know if he can go. Locke is going to have to come out, I think. He's trying to go, but well, this will see. If Leinster wins this scrum because Ian Henderson is injured, and that's very selfish of him not to go out. Let's see what happens here. People in the crowd waving their Leinster flags. Crouch. Bind. Set. Cooney puts it in. And Leinster blows up the Ulster scrum, but they come away with the ball. Carried forward by Nick Timoney, who has a brace of tries in this game. So Ulster kicks it from midfield. Cooney going to be down outside the 22. And that's taken by Tommy O'Brien. Gibson Park from the ruck. McCarthy with a carry. And Leinster needs to get something going here. It's going down the last 20 minutes of this contest. They've done nothing in the second half. Jimmy O'Brien kicks it down the pitch. It's going to be taken down there outside the 22. Addison kicks it. Whoa, this thing is in the stratosphere. It's not going to go anywhere. Bounces up in the air and missed by Leinster. Gibson Park knocks it back, and Leinster somehow comes away with it. Not held in tackle, and picking up and going is Liam Turner. Turner now. And what is Gibson Park doing, kicking the ball away? What the hell is he doing? In the exchange, Leinster loses 25 meters. Sam Prendergast kicks it up. He gives a chase. Ball bounces in the middle of the pitch. No one wants it. Finally, Cooney picks it up for Ulster, and Leinster's there for the tackle. It's sloppy stuff now. The turf getting torn up this part of the field. We're in the last 20 minutes of the contest, 60 minutes, 22 seconds. Ulster still has the ball. Leinster adjusting. They need the ball and a converted try here, but they're showing no form, no flash, no flair, no style whatsoever. Just boring, pathetic rugby at this stage for Leinster. And that part of the pitch is really torn up right there, folks. And it's charged down. McCarthy. Leinster 10 meters out now. On the charge down. Josh Vanderfleer playing scrum half. Feeds it over to Alatoa. Gibson Park. No. Oh, Leinster now on the front foot. They go wide. Gibson Park. Which way is he going to go? He goes to the outside. Dan Sheehan. He's driven backwards. Leinster. Gibson Park are playing advantage because they're playing the scrum half. Gibson Park going to come to the inside. They got advantage. He kicks it forward. The chase is on. Can't get there, but they were playing advantage. That's a little bit of effort there. Nice try by Gibson Park to try to do something. Uh-oh, we got a whistle blown. The clock is stopping. Hands in the ruck. Cooney is coming over to talk. Yeah, Murphy says, come talk to me in a situation. He's complaining about the charge down. He said, that's a long time ago. Play is here. Time on. Oh, substitutions. They tried to claim he was offside. But we got a substitution here, and I have no idea what it is because they're showing replays. So who's the changes? Harry Byrne is coming in for Prendergast for Leinster. Jenkins is out. Ross Maloney comes in. Leinster's line out successful. They're driving, but this is in the corner. If they get it, they're over the line, and they have it. Try is scored. I don't know who got it, but it's going to be a tough conversion. Who is it? Is it Sheehan? It is. It's Dan Sheehan with the try. Leinster scores in the corner in the 63rd minute. Dan Sheehan with the try. Dan Sheehan gets it. So we need to see a conversion here from Leinster. Conversion's critical. Otherwise, they're just behind by 3, but a conversion gets them back to just 1. Sheehan gets the try. Frank Murphy right there on the spot to call it. But this is a very difficult conversion here. Harry Byrne just coming on the pitch. He's got the distance. Does he have the angle? They got it. 21-22. Wow. Now both sides 3 tries apiece. Wow, this has turned out to be a heck of a game here now. Let's check in on the Dragons and Scarlets game. 13-7 now. Dragons are screwing me. Here's the restart. It's going to be short. Oh, and Kalen Dorst goes up and comes down with it. Leinster has it. Gibson Park passes it over. Dave Ewers is in for Ulster. I didn't see him come in. And Postlewaite is also in for them. O'Toole comes in. Or O'Toole goes out, excuse me. Replaced by Scott Wilson. Brilliant kick by Leinster. Harry Burns. Harry Burns is coming off the bench, and he's on fire. Oh, that wasn't Caelan Dorsey's. Ryan Barrett who caught that ball. A brilliant kick there. So it's a line out to Ulster. Leading by 1 now. 15 minutes remaining in this contest. At home in Dublin, Leinster trailing late in the game, but they've come back after showing nothing for most of the second half. That line out isn't straight. Come on. But they get away with it. Ulster gets the line out, but it wasn't even close to being straight. This maul is going nowhere. Sheehan driving through the maul. And it goes backwards. Did Leinster get it? Oh, they almost had it, but they didn't get it off the turf. They're driving Ulster back now. Ulster is still retaining possession. Leinster now with a penalty could take the lead. That ball's not being released. Finally, it's being released. Cooney back there for Ulster. Ball's high in the air, around the 10-meter line. Missed by Leinster. Picked up by Ulster. Cooney's got it. Nicely done. He's tackled by Ryan Baird. Call to use it now from the ruck. Finally, it's dug out of there, and they squirt over to the side. Cooney comes back up. 14 minutes remaining in this one, folks. Nearly chased down by Leinster. That ball goes high in the air past midfield. Taken over there. That's taken by Tommy O'Brien. Gibson Park to Ala'atoa. Ala'atoa drives forward. Michael Ala'atoa. Gibson Park trying to dig it out here. Rain's still coming down here, man. What a miserable day for rain. And that ball's very wet and slick. Gibson Park over the top. You got to give players a lot of credit for being able to hold on to that ball today. And Will Addison. No, it's Cooney back there. He kicks it forward. Taken by Gibson Park at his 10-meter line. Over to Jimmy O'Brien. He's going to kick it high into the air. That'll bounce inside the 22. That's a good kick. That goes down to about the 7-meter line. And Addison's going to send it back the other direction looking for touch. He'll find it on the opposite side of the field. It'll be a Leinster line out now, short of midfield. My goodness, 67-10 in this game. 22-21, folks. What a game. What a game. Yeah, I know. I figured Capricorn High School was in Petersburg, Hester. So it looks like Sedgefield knows the area. Dan Sheehan will throw the line out in. In like 23 trips here, 22 trips here, Ulster's only beaten Leinster twice. Wow. Doris goes off, the captain. Jack Koenig comes in to replace Caelan Doris. Leinster's lineout successful. Josh Funderfleer, who hasn't done a whole lot since he came in, he's in there. Who's got the ball? Gibson Park digs it out. Robbie Henshaw. I haven't called his number in a long time. Joe McCarthy now. Kick over the top. That's going to go into touch. No, it didn't. What a kick. Wow. Jamison Gibson Park drops that ball down on the 1-meter line. It'll be an Ulster lineup, but really deep. They're pinned back against their 5-meter line now. Jamison Gibson Park has been a rock star in this game, folks, for Leinster. Good stuff. They throw it all the way across the field to Nick Tibbety at the 6-meter line. Ulster. Josh Van der Fleer is told to retreat. Oh, they nearly chased that one down. And it doesn't get outside the 22. Ulster does not get a good clearance kick. Leinster now on the front foot. Just 11 minutes remaining. A penalty puts them up now, so Ulster has to be very careful here. Dan Sheehan needs a good line out. And Ulster needs to get themselves in position. A drop goal could put them in the lead here. Here's the line out. It's 5, 6 guys in the line out. They overthrow it, overcook it, and Ulster slides up and picks the ball up. Brilliant job getting that thing. So Leinster screws the pooch there. Knock-on advantage. It was never touched by Leinster. How can it be a knock-on advantage? Here's a clearance kick again. This one's going to get outside of 22 this time. Or is it? No. 20 meters. Wow, so Leinster has another chance here. Ulster's really giving them a break. I don't see how. I guess it must have touched his fingertips. It's a good call. Yeah, it touched his fingertips. Wow. It's a good call for the knock-on. Has Cooney got a cramp? What's going on here? That's Billy Burns, who's had a brilliant game. Billy Burns down to the turf now, getting his leg stretched out. 70-15 in this contest. Let's take a look at the other one here. Please come back, Scarlets. Nope. They're screwing me. 70-15, 3 tries apiece. Dan Sheehan to throw it in. He's cradling that ball in a blanket. He's got a towel around it so it doesn't get soaked in this downpour. Clock restarted here. 9.5 minutes remain. Leinster, this time they're successful. They come down with Josh van der Fleer, dumps it off. Leinster inside of 22. Gibson Park. Still driving forward. Gibson Park. Alatoa. Well, they got him by the feet. Won't let him go. Tackle, release. Gibson Park. Josh van der Fleer. Van der Fleer. Nearly escapes, but he's flipped over. Places the ball right in front of the post here. Nice pass back there by Leinster. Can they get it in? Leinster. Michael Alatoa on the near side. Ulster fighting frantically. Gibson Park back the other way. They nearly break through. Not held in the tackle. Picks up as it goes. Rob Russell. Gibson Park just 10 meters away now. Comes to the near side. Bad decision. Bad decision by Rob Russell. He cut inside. He should have gone outside. But Leinster's pouring on the pressure now. Just 5 meters away. Gibson Park. Dan Sheehan driving forward. Crowd is really into it, folks. A lot of people have left. The seats are empty. Must be going home to avoid the traffic. Josh van der Fleer. He's back to the 5-meter line. Ball placed. Gibson Park looking for space there. Into the hands of Jack Conan. They're not getting past that 5-meter line, but they need to. A try unconverted helps here. Down to 3 meters. Offside. They're playing advantage now. Jack Conan, is he over? No, he's at the try line. They go wide. Tackle's made. Ulster frantically defending. Gibson Park comes back to the inside. Conan carries again. Down to 3 meters. A lot of phases here, folks. Gibson Park got to have good hands on that ball. He throws it high over. It's picked off by Ulster. Bad decision there. Ulster stops the pressure. Huge mistake by Gibson Park. He doesn't launch it far enough. Complaints from the crowd. Now down to 7.5 minutes when Leinster was about to score a try here. So close. Dan Sheehan missed the tackle. Ulster just 8 meters away from their try line. Down to 7 minutes here. Leinster, Gibson Park drives the counter ruck in there. Trying to get Ulster to make a mistake here. Leinster was so close to winning this game. Crowds booing because it's taken so long to clear this ball. That ball's going to be kicked. Is it going to get to touch? It will. And this time it's outside the 22. So Ulster releases the pressure. Wow. Down to 6.5 minutes remaining. Leinster needs to get their crap together. They had a try, but they just did not get it. Gibson Park, who's had a brilliant game, just tried something that did not work. Nicely picked off here. He didn't see the defender. He had a good idea, but man, perfectly picked off there. He was trying to get it to Jimmy O'Brien. Here's the line out for Sheehan, about 28 meters away now. It's tipped backwards and then knocked on by Ulster. Gibson Park, they go to the outside. Kick forward, the chase is on. There's nobody there. Down to the 5-meter line, Ulster picks it up, and a tackle's made there. Brilliant stuff by Rob Russell. Did they get the turnover? No, come on. It's not releasing the ball, and there's a turnover. He's crawling on the ground, and it's... What? I thought Ulster was crawling on the ground. It's a penalty against... Oh, man. Crowd is booing that big time. Rob Russell with a brilliant chase there. The crawl on the ground. How is it against... Penalty against Leinster. Nathan Doak finally comes in the game for Ulster. Boy, he looks pristine white outfit next to all these guys that are dingy. Billy Burns will shift. Is he going off? Is Burns going off? What's the deal here? So Billy Burns, I think, went off. That's a huge change. So Nathan Doak kicks it in a touch. It's going to be an Ulster line out here now. And the clock is now the enemy of Leinster, who twice in a row have failed to get it done. My goodness. Just giving this game away. All they need is a penalty here to take the lead. What's going on over there with the Scarlets? Still 13-7. Looks like the Scarlets are going to let me down. 75-15. 4 minutes, 40 seconds remain. Now, here's a line out. Ulster goes deep, and it's missed by Leinster in the air. That's critically important that they held on to that one. Leinster needs a turnover here quickly. Where'd that maul go? Tackle's made. Come on, Ulster's off their feet, diving in the ruck. That's a penalty. My goodness. 3 players just dove in there off their feet. Nathan Doak digs it out. Now a ruck is formed properly. Josh van der Fleer trying to drag the whole pile away by himself. He's got a good handle on 2 players. And Ulster kicks it away. Leinster's got to secure this kick. They do. Rob Russell at midfield, though, but they're a long way from a try with just 4 minutes remaining. Gibson Park. Looking for a 50-22. Oh, Leinster. He had a good idea there to Harry Byrne, but it just didn't quite catch the touchline, and it goes through the back. It's going to come all the way back. It's unfortunate for Leinster. That could have saved it for them. So close to a 50-22. Oh, it was inside the Ulster half. Okay, so it wouldn't have been a 50-22. But it goes through the back of the try zone. Big mistake by Harry Byrne there. 3 minutes remaining. Scrum on the Leinster 10-meter line. Is Kitsoff still out there? No, he's not. Kitsoff came off at some point. I didn't see that happen. So 2.5 minutes remain. Leinster's going to get a loss here unless they somehow miraculously get the ball back and get a penalty attempt. Set. Ulster, what's going on with this scrum? It's all over the place. Doak kicks it for the corner. Oh, Frawley picks it up at the 1 meter line. He's driven into touch. Oh, my gosh. What a bad mistake. What a bad mistake. Jimmy O'Brien makes a huge mistake. Stop there. Wow, that's a huge mistake. And that just cost Leinster the game, that decision. And that's a 5 meter line out for Ulster. Unless they make a huge mistake here, the game is over for Leinster. And I've lost more points on Super Brew. Wow. I had both these games picked correctly and they went sideways. Wow. Bad weekend for me. We're going to drop down based on this nonsense. Ulster come away with it. They're into them all. They're driving forward. Oh, double banking. Oh, they could have locked the game away with 1:15 seconds. Instead, they give Leinster life. Harry Byrne now. Kicking for a line out. Got to find touch. He does, but not a great kick. Leinster needs something now. My goodness. Wow, that was a huge mistake by Ulster. Down to the last minute here. Not enough time left for Leinster, who've screwed around. They're going to lose this game. Line out successful. They're into them all. And Josh Van der Fleer comes away with it. Over to Dan Sheehan. Guy really moves well for a hooker. We're down to 45 seconds here. Up to the Leinster 10-meter line. Michael Ala'atoa now. Oh, nearly lost there, but held on to by Liam Turner. Got a long way to go here. Still Leinster down the last 25 seconds. Josh Van der Fleer now up to the 10-meter line. We're down to 12 seconds here, and Leinster isn't going to get it done. Isn't going to get it done unless some miracle happens here. And Ulster gets the loose ball. It's a knock-on. Wow, 2 seconds left on the clock when he knocked it on. That's going to give Leinster a chance with a scrum here. If they got a big scrum penalty, they could kick it down the pitch and then do a drop goal and win this thing. Yep. Wow. What a finish. What a finish, folks. What a finish. Leinster needs the scrum of the day right here. Get a penalty so they can kick it down the pitch. Because they're a long way from a try. Crouch. Bind. Set. And it collapses. Leinster get a penalty as Luke McGrath puts it in. They win the scrum. Oh, my goodness. Collapsing the scrum. It's not over yet. 81st minute, 82nd minute now. Leinster. 3 tries apiece. Harry Byrne needs to get this in touch and needs to get it down the pitch far. And he failed. He found touch, did he? He didn't find touch. Oh, my goodness. Ulster win. Wow. Wow, 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 folks. What do you say? Leinster squanders this game. Harry Byrne doesn't find touch. Trying to get territory. Wow. Billy Burns, man of the match, is my man of the match. And that's it. Wow, that's not gone well for me, folks. Scarlets are back 13-12. Let me go over to that game and see what's going on there. How much time is left in that? Let's give you bonus coverage on that one, if that's actually going. Scarlets game, Dragons Scarlets, see where we're at on that, as after Leinster just screwed me. You got 7 minutes left in that game. Dragons and Scarlets. Wow, it's 13-12 in that game now. Wow. A lot of substitutions going on in that game now. Scarlets with the ball, trailing by 1 point now. They finally come back. But Leinster let me down big time. But that's going to drop them to 7-2 after 9 games. And that's, wow. They do get a bonus point, though, because they finish within 7 points. That'll give them 34, keeps them 2 points clear of Benetton, despite the fact they've had more losses than Benetton. Wow. There you go. There you go, folks. And that's going to be it. That's going to do it for this one today. Thanks a lot for being here. Yeah, Achne is right. Ulster just threw the Bulls and Stormers down under. How did Ulster throw the Bulls and Stormers down under? Oh, they pushed them further down, yeah. Ulster, with that, gets 28 points. That moves the Bulls to 6 and the Stormers to 7 and the Osprey to 8, which, as I said, what could happen in this game? You know, that they only won because I wore an Ulster jersey, right? All right, be sure to hit the like button, folks. Thanks a lot for being here. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day. And for those out in the Pacific, it's already the 2nd. Hope you're enjoying your 2nd. In South Africa, you're coming up on evening. Enjoy what's left of New Year's Day. It is early afternoon here. In 1 hour, I've got a big National Hockey League game, and hopefully the Vegas Golden Knights can win it. I'll be watching that and sitting back and relaxing. Have a lovely evening, and the final score from Dublin as Leinster chokes this thing away. Told you they need to get something together, and they never did. So tries from Timoney, abrasive tries, Stockdale, Healy, Russell, and Sheehan. But it's not enough as Ulster goes into Dublin and wins. First time in years. In ages. They haven't won there very often. Only the 3rd victory ever in that venue. Cheers, folks. Thanks a lot. Be sure to hit the like button. I appreciate your time and your support for the program. And we'll see you here on our next broadcast coming up. Don't forget, we got Champions and Challenge Cup coming up for the next few weeks. And it'll be broadcast right here on Rugby Ascendant. Thanks for your support. Be sure to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please become one. Happy New Year, everybody. Hello, folks, and welcome back to Rugby Ascendant. This is Chris